Hello friends, in this intersection of solids topic, today we are going to discuss a problem based on penetration of a horizontal cylinder into vertical cone. Okay, so the position of solid, that is both solids, in that first solid is a cone which is standing vertically, and this cone is being penetrated by a horizontal cylinder. Okay, so if we assume that cone is standing vertically, that means its axis is perpendicular to HP. Okay, so with this position, considering cone is standing vertically with axis perpendicular to HP, in the side view you may observe the projection of this cone is in the form of a triangle. So this is a cone which is standing vertically with its axis perpendicular. Okay. Now this cone is penetrated by a horizontal cylinder. A horizontal cylinder. So horizontal cylinder means its axis is parallel to HP. Its axis is parallel to HP. So when we observe this horizontal cylinder in the side view, it will be seen in the form of a circle. It will be seen in the form of a circle. So in the side view, you will get the projection of these two solids in the form of a triangle, inside which a penetrated is a cylinder in the form of a circle. Okay. So now, what is the dimension of this cylinder? So this cylinder is having diameter equal to 35 millimeter. So this is the dimension of cylinder having diameter equal to 35. You will get its diameter in the side view. It has been mentioned here. And what is the length of that cylinder? So for length, you have to visualize this cylinder in the top view. So in the top view, if you refer to this, so this is the limiting length of the cylinder. So this from 7 onwards up to this point. This is the length. So this is the portion of cylinder. See, I am showing it with the help of this scale. So this is the cylinder. Okay. So what is the length of this cylinder? If I refer to this line, this is the projector drawn. Then I come to know that this is the limiting length of the cylinder, and that is equal to 100. So now cylinder dimension is, its diameter is 35 and its length is equal to 100. Okay. So this is the one object which is penetrated into the standing cone. Now second object is a cone. So this is the cone. In the side view, if you refer to this cone, it is in the form of visible in the form of a triangle. Okay. So what are the dimensions of this cone? Now come to this. So you will get, this is nothing but the height of the cone. So total height of the cone is equal to 65 millimeter. And second dimension is its diameter. So its diameter is visible in the top view. If you refer to this circle, outer circle, which is having greater radius, see, this is the circle. This is the representation of cone in the top view, and that is equal to 70 millimeter. So cone dimension is now, diameter is equal to 70 mm, and its height of axis is equal to 65. So this cone is standing vertically. So standing vertically means in the side view, it will be in the form of a triangle. In the top view, it will be visible in the form of a circle. And again in the front view, if you refer to these lines, so this O, D dash, B dash, I have mentioned the name. This is nothing but the front view of the cone, which is visible in the form of a triangle. Is it clear now? Okay. Now the positions are being well understood to us. So this side view, if we take into consideration, we have to divide this circle, which is the representation of cylinder. Remember, it is not a circle, but it is a cylinder, but it is visible in the form of a circle in the side. Now this portion in the form of circle, I am going to divide it into equal number of parts. So for the sake of simplicity, I have divided it into 8 number of parts. You can divide it into 12 also. If you divide it into 12, what happens? Lot of lines will come into this top view, and that need to project into the front view. So all figure becomes complicated. So that for that, for the sake of our convenience, we have divided it into 8 number of parts. See, remember, we are dividing the cylindrical portion in the equal number of parts. So like that, I have divided this. So what are the parts? 1 double dash to 8 double dash. See, in the clockwise manner, I have mentioned the points. 1 double dash, 2 double dash, 3 double dash, 4 double dash, 5 dash, likewise up to 8 double dash. So this we have done. So we have divided the side view of that cylinder into equal number of parts. So 8 number of parts I have divided. Now I need to project all over these 8 points into this top view. Okay. So before that, just I have transferred these points C double dash, A double dash, O dash, O double dash. That is nothing but representation of a pole, standing pole. So I have transferred these points back projected so that I will get point A here. Similarly, O double dash I will get somewhere here. Then I will get this C double dash here. And with this O to A radius, that is radius equal to diameter is 70, so 35. I have described it in the form of a circle. So this is nothing but the representation of cone in the top view. So to draw this circular view of the cone in the top view, I have projected this A double dash. I have projected backwards this C double dash. And I have projected this O. O is the apex of the cone. So I have projected it. With O as the apex and radius equal to OA, I have described it in the form of a circle. So this is nothing but the top view of the cone. Now once top view of cone is been drawn, now next thing is to project these all over 8 divided points into this top view. So what we will do, from this 1 double dash, 5 double dash, we will take into consideration this projector, we will project it into the back and we draw this as a horizontal line. Okay. So what is the total length of cylinder? It is given 100. You know this O point. So from this O point on this back projected projector from 1 double dash 5 double dash, I will mark a distance equal to half of its length, that is equal to 50 mm. So ultimately you are going to get this vertical line in the form of a half length of the cylinder in the top. Similarly, from this O to this point, this line, left side, you can project the distance equal to 50 mm so that this vertical line and this vertical line both are the limiting lengths of the cylinder. Okay. So now, once this has been drawn, similarly you have to project this 2 double dash, 4 double dash backwards. Project it backwards, you will get 2, 4 here. Similarly, you will get another end of this to this point. Okay. So 3 double dash, again you back project it over here. You will get one end finished over here. Another end you will get finished with here. Okay. I have mentioned it on the single side only. You can put the names of this side also. So similar way, 1 double dash, 5 double dash is drawn, 2 double dash, 4 double dash, 3 double dash is drawn. Now the number is 8 double dash, 6 double dash. Take it back, project it somewhere here. You will get 8, 6. Similar end point you will get here. Last is this 7 double dash. So you project it then backwards, you will get this 7. Now, see, from this 7 to this 3 to this 100 mm length up to this point, from this point to this point, and again from this to 7. So this is nothing but the representation of that cylinder with all divisions, 8 divisions into the top view. So likewise, the top view is projected from this side view by taking back the projections. Now the thing is that you have to draw the front view. So in the front view, obviously the cone is visible in the form of a triangle because it is standing vertically, axis is perpendicular. So these are the two limiting points. So I have projected these 2 points vertically up, then this O also up. On this O, definitely the axis of cone will lie. What is the height of axis? It has been mentioned 65. So from this datum line, so this is the base of the cone in the side view, I draw the horizontal locus. From this horizontal locus to this vertical line, this line, I will start from here measuring a length equal to 65 mm, that is the height of the cone. I will definitely get this point O dash. Once I got this O dash, I will project this B point into vertically this baseline. Similarly, I will project this B to this baseline which is drawn from the side view. I will get this D dash and B dash. So this is O dash, B dash, B dash is nothing but the front view of the standing cone. That is in the form of a triangle. Now it is clear. Now the next thing is that what is the cylinder position in the front? See, you know, from this 3 to this end, it is having length equal to 100 mm. From 7 to 3, this projector I project it upwards and I project this 5 to this line. I am going to get the intersection here. See, I have projected the one limiting edge of the cylinder from top view to vertically front view, and from side view I have projected this is the 5 dash point. Wherever these two lines I will get this intersection point as a point 5 dash. Similarly, on this vertical line I may get this 4 and 6 also, I may get this 3 and 7 also, I may get this 2 and 8 also, and this point 1 also. So one limiting edge of cylinder is being formed here. From this to this limiting edge, this is the vertical limiting edge. Yes, it is measuring equal to 100. So what is the next end of this cylinder? Limiting edge. So this is the limiting edge. So I project this upward limiting edge similar to this line. I am going to get from this point to this point. So this, see, refer to this my scale. This will show you the outline of the cylinder in the form of rectangle in the front view. So likewise, in the front view, cylinder will be visible in the form of a rectangle because its axis is perpendicular to HP. Then cone, obviously, when it is standing vertically, means axis is perpendicular to HP. It is in the form of a triangle. So this is the completed front view. In the top view, cone will be visible. When I will observe this cone from the top, it will be seen in the form of a circle. So this is the top view of the cone. Similarly, if I observe this cylinder from the top view, it will be visible in the form of a, again in the rectangle. So this is nothing but the view of the cylinder in the top view in the form of rectangle. And side view already I have discussed. Side view, cone is in the form of triangle, and again cylinder is in the form of a circle because it's a side view, it's a left hand side. Okay. Now, the next point is to get the intersecting point in the top view. So intersection of surfaces. See, two surfaces gets intersected. One is the surface, outer surface of the cylinder, and one is the curved surface of the cone. Cone is having what kind of surface? It's having a curved surface. So curved surface and the circumferential portion of the cone, surface of the cone, is going to intersect with each other. So for this sake of purpose, we will consider the intersection. There are basically two methods with which you can draw this intersection. The first method is the cutting plane method. Okay. So the problem which I have described here, that is being with the help of cutting plane method, because it is the most easiest and simplest method to draw the intersection. And the second method is the line method. In the line method, if you remember, we have studied in the projection of solids and section of solids that we again have a practice to divide this cone into equal number of parts. See, if you divide the cone into equal number of parts, then you must have to divide the cylinder into equal number of parts. So, how many number of division lines are going to come in the side view and in the top view? So, the figure becomes very much complicated if you follow the line method. So, forget about the line method. Consider only a cutting plane method. In the cutting plane method, no need to divide the cone into equal number of parts. Only just you divide the cylinder into equal number of parts. Okay. So only we have divided the cylindrical portion in the equal number of parts. Okay. See. Now the thing here is that if you consider this one double dash point, see now it is an intersecting point between cylinder and the cone. So if one double dash, if you refer to this, it comes on this line. So this is the line of the cylinder. Okay. So this is the reference of this one line. So on this line, which is drawn backward from this one double dash point to this top view. Okay. What we have to do? This is the method, cutting plane method. In this method, we have to consider the distance of this cutting point, one double dash, from this edge. This edge is O double dash, A double dash. This is the limiting edge generator of the cone. Okay, so take this distance of one double dash point from this edge O double dash A double dash. So this is the horizontal distance because the plane is cutting in the horizontal way. So what distance you have to consider? This horizontal distance. You just take this distance into your compass, and with this O as a center, you have to cut a arc O as a center, and radius equal to this 1 double dash to this edge O double dash A dash. With this arc and O as a center, you have to cut the point here. On which line you are going to cut this point? The line which comes or which is drawn from this point 1 double dash. So likewise, I may get this point as a 1. Okay. Similarly, next to this point is point 2. So see, once I get to this point P1 on this side, this is the half portion of the cylinder. In the similar way, I will get another point 1 to this left side, because here, though I have mentioned the numbers from 1 to 8 double dash, remember, similar kind of points are there on the back side of the cylinder, because cylinder is penetrated. No, one end of cylinder is there, another end of cylinder is also back side. So here, though it refers as a single cutting point, but nowhere it is a single point. There are two cutting points. So likewise, with this one double dash reference on this line, horizontal line, by taking into compass distance this equal to 1 double dash to this edge, I have drawn a cut arc to this either side, to this P1 and to this side. See, I am getting this point similar at a distance of this P1. That point I have mentioned is a Q1. So Q1 is the back side. Okay, so likewise with a single distance, you are going to get 2 points in the top. Okay. Now the second thing is point 2 double dash. Now what will be the radius of 2 double dash? From 2 double dash to this, see, this is the horizontal distance, because cutting plane is horizontal. So this distance. Now for drawing the intersecting surface cutting at this point 2 double dash, see, you have to take into consideration the distance of this. Distance between these 2 points. This is the axis of the cone. From axis to this limiting edge, this distance you have to take into compass, and with this distance you have to cut the arc. You have to cut the arc from which? So this is the backward projected line. This comes out from 2. See this line. So this is the point reference to. So to this line, this is the horizontal line, which comes from 2 to this line. See, this is the line. To this line, the distance is from this axis of the cone to this generator. So this distance I have taken into compass. Then center is O, remember. Center is O. With O on this 2 line, I have mentioned this point as a P2. In the similar fashion with that radius, I may get this point on this QT on the other side. So likewise 2 points I have obtained, P2 and Q2. Okay. In the same way, I will proceed for the another one. Okay, so what is the point now? 3. So for drawing this point 3's intersection, I may consider this is the position of the intersection on the axis. So this distance from the center of the circle to this end generator. Take into this consideration distance. Now this is 3 double dash projector. It comes to this back side. This is the line. To this line, remember, again center here is O. O as a center, and the distance is this much. So this distance you have to take into compass, and you have to cut the arc on this line. So you may get this as a third point. This is the third on the another side. So this is P3, Q3. Likewise, you have got 3 also. Now again for this 4. So the distance is from this to this. Okay. So with this distance on the projector of this 4 double dash. So this is the line 4 double dash. So to this line, remember distance is this to this, center of the axis of the cone to this end generator. This distance again center is O. Center O, remember, cut it to this line 4. So you are going to get this as a point 4 here. So P3 you will get here, P4 you will get. In the similar way, for this point 5, what will be the distance? From this point to this. So this distance you have to take into compass. Refer to this line 5. It comes over here to this line with O as a center and that radius, you cut it here. You will get P3 and P5 and Q5. So 5 is over. For 6, again you have to consider the distance equal to from this point to this. Okay. So this distance, refer the line 6 double dash to this line from center O. Again you cut the arc. You are going to cut this, get this 6 P6 and Q6. Again for 7, this point is 7. Distance is from center line of the circle to this edge generator. And this 7 double dash projector on this edge, topmost edge, C7, with O center and that radius, you cut it here, 7 to this 7. You are going to get this 7. Last point is remain A. For the 8 point, again the distance is this one, from center axis of the pole to this generator. This distance is taken into compass, refer to this 8 double dash line, you are going to get it in the form of this line. So this point cut from O as a center, here and here you will get the arc. This is the case. Likewise, you are going to get this all over 8 points in the top view. So these are the intersecting surfaces reference points in the top view. Okay. Now once you get this all these 8 points, you just join them in the form of a thin line. Okay. Because still visibility we need to apply. When you apply the visibility, visible portion will be drawn in the form of a continuous line. And what is not visible, that can be drawn in the form of a dotted line. So visibility still we need to apply over here. Just you draw the surfaces, rough surfaces, you will get an idea. You will get this shape in the form of just like our organ, kidney shape. So see, refer to this portion. Now this has been over in the top view. Projection of intersecting points has been drawn in the top view. Now project all over those points into the front. So in the front view, just you have to refer these points. Okay, so I will refer this. Start with this point 1. See, from 1 I have drawn this projector. I will get this vertical line with one projector. So horizontal locus from side view and vertical projection from top view. Wherever those will intersect, that point is 1. So this is my point 1 dash. So this is point number 2. This point is 2. See, 2 and 8 lie on a single line. So 2, 8 I project here. 2, 8. So somewhere here I will get 2 dash 8 dash. Similarly, 1 is over, 2, 8 is over. Similar 3 and 7 will lie on the same line. 3 and 7. Project it upwards. From here, somewhere here you are going to get the points 3 dash and 7 dash. Now 4 and 6 you need to project. So 4 and 6 vertically up, 4 and 6 from horizontal you are going to get this point 4 dash and 6 dash here. Last point is remain, that is point 5. If you project it upward from this 5 to 5, you are going to intersecting point over the end generator. So this is point 5 dash. In the similar way, we may go for this Q1 to Q8. Starting with Q1, see, refer this projector, one projector from Q1 and one line from this. So this is point Q1. So this is again 1. You are going to get it. Okay. So I will name it also 1 dash. Similarly, from 2 to, that is Q2 to Q8, I refer to this. I may get this as a 2 dash and 8 dash. Q2 to Q8 is been over. 3 to 7, again one vertical line. So this is projector from 3 and 7. Horizontal locus of 3 and 7, you may get here 3 and 7. You are going to get it here. Likewise, 4 and 6, projector vertically up. Horizontal locus of 4 and 6, you are going to get intersection here. This is 4 and 6. The last point is point number 5. You are going to get it on the intersection of this 5 vertical projector, 5 horizontal locus on the 8 generator. This is point 5. Now, if I join all those points from 1, 2, 8, 3, 7, all those points, I may get the shape of the surface in this manner. See, this is a curved surface. No need to join the points, intersecting points, with the help of straight line. Straight lines can be joined if it is a case of prism or pyramid. But in case of curved surfaces or in case of cone and cylinder, you have to draw the cutting point joining curve with the help of free. So likewise, it is been made. Okay. Now I need to show the concept of visibility here. So in the front view, visibility if you apply, so all these cut surfaces are going to be visible because cylinder is being penetrated into what? Cylinder is being penetrated into cone. So this purposely I will show it with the help of continuous line because it is straightway intersected surface. So this is visible. That means from here onwards, this is the surface of the cylinder which is visible. Similarly, this is the surface of the cylinder which is visible like this. This is visible. Okay. Now, obviously, this line, as it is being penetrated inside that, inside of what? Inside of core. So this will be shown with the help of dotted line. Again, this portion will be shown in the form of a dotted line because it is not being visible. Okay. So rest of cone is also visible, no? Rest of cone is also visible. So we can draw it. No problem. So this is the projection, or this is the visibility of the cone in the front. Now the thing is that in the top view, what will be visible? See, from here onwards, observer is to this direction. No, he is looking from this direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4 portion. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This portion, which is at exactly outer side of this, and to this up to 8 points. So this surface, see, which starts from 3, 2, 1, 7 to 8, that is clearly visible to us. Okay. So this part from 7 to 8 to 1 to 2 and to 3, this is visible. In the same way, from this 7 to 8 cube, then this 1, this is 2, again this from 2 to 3, that is visible. What happens to the rest of the part? See, that is not visible, no? So that is not visible means it will be in the form of a dotted line. So this kidney shape will be totally not visible. Half portion will be visible up to point number 7, and from 7 onwards to these 3 points, it will be in the form of dot. Then what will happen to this rest of the cylinder? No doubt it is visible now. It is penetrated, so it is visible. So this is visible. This is the visibility. In this case, this is the portion of the cylinder that is visible. What happens to the cone? Cone is visible in the form of a top. So this is visible. Sorry. Okay. So this part of the portion in the form of top view will be visible. That is of cone, and for this cylinder, this penetration, half portion of this generated curve from 3 to 7, it is visible, and half from this 7 to 3, that obviously will not be visible because that is on the inner side of this portion. So this is the correct detailed solution of an intersection. The case is discussed with an example of a vertical cone penetrated by a horizontal cylinder. Okay, for this portion of cone, okay, this portion, inside portion, is being not visible, so that we draw it with the help of dotted lines. So this is the completed. And for cylinder, this is not visible, no? So it will limit it, dotted. That is the case. Okay. So this is the clear-cut solution of the case of intersection with taking into consideration example of a vertical cone penetrated by a horizontal cylinder. Okay, thank you.